YouTube. I just started to stream late. Um, I went into this draft like with specific things in mind, and then given the packs that I got, I tried to force a specific strategy, and it was informative to see how it worked out. It didn't work, at least what I played against, but um, one match seemed like it was somewhat variance driven. And then the other one, I think we were basically playing the same deck, but he had a better leader and a better a better pool, which is weird because he was downstream of me, like to the left too, and I don't know. I don't understand how that worked out. But I definitely didn't see some of the cards that he drafted, so they must have come in pack 2 / he was able to first pick them. Because like one of the things Patrick had said to me afterwards was like, "Oh, you got to draft the bombs." I'm like, "Well, I would have if they existed." Now I don't know that I put the 8 attack sand guy into the bomb category. Like he's playable, but I don't know that I'd put him as a bomb. That being said, I don't know. Like the things I was concerned about was like he had a Sabine unit, the one that taps in Ezra, so it's like I'm just perpetually tapping down your fucking board. Yeah, I don't know. Like it was awkward. But anyway, we probably should figure out what I'm playing in Constructed, and I still don't know. I have no desire to play Star Wars Unlimited, to be blunt. I legitimately do not want to play. I am still mulling over canceling the trip, but it is what it is. I was getting some notifications and I was trying to look at what the hell's going on. Like, I don't know. I have yet to see a single idea that I'm like, yeah, I want to play that. And I think that's the biggest issue is I cannot find a single deck in this entire godforsaken format that gets me excited. Every single one is like, I don't really want to play that. I really don't want to play that. I really don't want to play it. And like today, for example, and I'm sure I'll repeat this 80 times, but like, so after the draft, we played a handful of games. All I came in as I heard Sabine. Yeah, I was explaining your the Sabine you picked. There were a couple other things that I can't remember what they were, but I'm like, yeah, those are actually bombs. Like I still don't quite agree that the 8 attack dude is a bomb. He's definitely good, but like I'm not first picking that guy. I mean, I might, like, depending on the pack, there might be nothing else in it, but like I'm not opening my packs and be like, oh yeah, sweet, Sandcrawler guy. Like that's I'm not like having to suppress my excitement because I open that guy. I would do that for like a Pre-Vizsla or a Chimera or something. Shit, I would probably. He's not well like that. So to me, my drafting rule of thumb, aside from like the whole, do I want to be on the best thing or not? Which I typically don't, but I think in this format, maybe it's deep enough that you can support, like if I have CAD and maybe there's a CAD on the other side, but even if like there's villain people on either side of me, I might be able to force a CAD because CAD seems to be tier 0 from what people were saying. And I mean, I don't know enough to make the determination myself, but I almost want to do drafts on Friday so that way I can get a little more experience. But anyway, it's just the acronym from Magic, like bread or break or whatever. So it's bombs, removal, evasion, average, and then crap or drag or whatever. Like your last pick shit. I mean, there's on-demand drafts, I'm sure. That was more what I was thinking. I'm not going to do like a scheduled event because I don't fucking care. I kind of don't want to draft. I don't want to do limited because I don't want more cards. Like, it's just more shit that I have to lug home or find or like deal with the vendors for, which is going to be a pain in the balls. I hate Diet Coke. I know people like Coke or prefer Coke on average to Pepsi, but I think you're all on fucking meth because Diet Coke tastes like the worst mixed drink you've ever had. Every time. I'm only drinking it because I paid for it. Ugh. But yeah, like I don't think that the Sandcrawler guy, whatever the hell he's called, the 8-4, 8-6, I think he's an 8-4, goes in the bomb category. I think he's on the higher end of average. Of like, yes, I would be happy to take this, but I don't think I'm taking it over, say, a Grassroots Resistance if I'm in Hero or I mean, it's obviously going to depend on the pick and all that kind of stuff, but like on average, so like this is kind of dope doing this, but this is making the Armorer deck even more fucking inconsistent. I've seen this now multiple times, and people have done this to me, and they lose because like. Yes, killing that Guardian of the Wills is going to be a pain in the ass, but it's not that hard. And like, oh no, you took my Grogu. Like, who fucking cares? I don't know. I think the draft was very informative. Like things like Masterstroke were in my mind of like, is this worth it? The answer is yes. What? Why did this come out untapped? Discard Maz Kanata. Oh, so we discarded Maz to get Maz? Huh. Is that a thing? Sorry, I had to ping my wife real quick about something. Gotta head out. There's work stuff I want to get done before Vegas. I think I need the extra time this weekend to get it done. Fair enough. Good luck and Godspeed. I guess we probably won't have time to test the grief shit then. It's a little late. I mean, I could bring... I just don't want to... Here's the thing for me. Like, I haven't decided what I'm going to play. I don't know exactly when you need to submit deck lists by. Like, I saw people saying it was Friday. Then I saw people saying that it was Saturday, like, Friday night. Some people were saying it was, like, before round one. Like, the draft round one on Saturday. Like, I don't know. But the bottom line is, I don't want to bring... like 1,000 cards. I want to bring the deck I'm playing, and then I want to bring 2 Eternal decks, and that's all I want to bring. And I can't figure out what that deck is. And a lot of them do not overlap. And I obviously don't want to buy cards that I already have because I didn't bring them or something. I mean, like, this is kind of cool, but how many slots are you giving up for, like, shitters that are literally, or maybe figuratively, unplayable in your deck? Here's the thing, like, that Maz, so Latz-Razi is... Or Latz-Razi? I don't know how the fuck to say that character's name. That's Underworld. Like, and Maul is Underworld. At least I'm pretty sure that Maul is Underworld. How many other Underworld things are there? And is this on Under? No, he's only a rebel, right? Yeah. This is not the time for me to be like going down rabbit holes with other random ass decks. This ball was cooked. I don't even know that there's a way for him to meaningfully interact with this Han. I guess he could, like... So the Han will only be 7 attack, assuming no other help. And that means you could Battle Fury. But, like, this is how you lose as a pilot deck, randomly to, like, Hans with Darksabers. It's extremely dumb, and it makes me want to scream every time I see it. It's like losing to Chewie, but worse, because it's even less likely. Because it explicitly has to be Han. It explicitly has to be Darksaber, as compared to Chewie, where at least, like... and this is not like, oh, well, Chewie's better because they designed it this way, but, like, you just need a ship. You just stick Chewie in whatever and go, all right, stop me. Here, it's like, you have to have these 2 cards. And in this case, they use Reforge to go find it. But also, it puts it out a turn earlier, so, like, I don't know. It's just fucking annoying. So yeah, I don't know, Chad. I probably should have said I'm not going to stream tonight and just taken the night off, because I am absolutely not in... Excuse me. Like... Ooh, we gotta follow me? Follow this? Whatever the fuck this card is. You need to kill that Han. Yeah, you'd lose if you left that thing on the board. I don't know. It is what it is. I'm way more excited for Gen Con than Galactics. Like, that's not difficult, given that I'm not excited about Galactics at all. And what's funny is, like, I talked to somebody today who, unprompted, basically gave all my opinions back to me in terms of, like, they're like, well, I don't really like where the game is at right now. And I'm like, oh, really? They're like, well, I don't like this design element or that design element or the way these sets are going or the way the meta's been and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you are speaking my language. It was, like, almost word for word everything that I've been saying for a while. Is anybody going to be at Galactics and want playmats? Because I do not want these playmats. I need to offload these playmats. I have a wall full of playmats that I don't want. I'm here in Vegas waiting for you. I want to hear you complain to FFG. If they're there and they'll listen to me, I will fucking read them the riot act. I'm not joking. Here's the problem. So... all right. I don't care about this game. We're gonna do this now. We're doing this now because now you've got me started. I will happily sit there and explain in extensive, excruciating detail about all of the faults that FFG has committed from, like, day -365 to now. However, I simultaneously could tell you with a straight face and no malice, no deceit involved, that they are doing nothing wrong. Because this is exactly what they should be doing. That doesn't change that the game sucks, but the game being bad is simultaneously the best thing for the game, which sounds insane. And that's the problem, is I could sit there and chew their ear off about all the things that I feel they're doing wrong. But it doesn't matter because their coffers are going to be fuller as a direct result of the decisions that they have made. And that's the problem. You make a worse product and it will produce higher profits in this scenario. And did Carabas die? Oh. And like I've explained it before, but like I think that they absolutely are producing the game that they want produced. And I think that it is going to lead to higher sales. I think it is going to lead to an exodus of people in my mindset where I'm not having fun. So looking at Origins, the digital game, I played the demo you linked. The way the base skin of a card will unlock will be just doing quests. Packs are just skins you can sell on the Steam marketplace. They want people to have easy access to play the game at a competitive level, with tournaments also having skins you can sell. That presumes there are people to buy the fucking skins. I think this is going to go the way of the Mythgard. They will make no money and then fold within a year. My question is, how much of your anger is just based on your past dealings and overlooking the changes that they are making, but at a slower rate than you want to? It depends on which component we're talking about, because I think that the changes they are making are the problem. I think what they had before was better. If we're talking about card design, if you're talking about changes to like the organized play system, I think that, yes, they are like, I'd like to believe that I say this frequently. And maybe I don't say it frequently enough to kind of play off of one of my earlier comments in other places about how like better and worse and good and bad are not the same. You can be better and still be terrible. You could be worse and still be awesome. But whether you're good or bad is independent of better or worse. So that like they do fix things. They fix the point system. Is it better? I don't know. Like, I haven't looked at it because I'm not going to Galactic next year, so I'm not concerned with qualifying. Also, I have a deck for you to play. I'll give you a list after GC. Okay. I might DM you something in a minute. Not asking for the list, but like related. I'm thinking they think people will want skins, but competitive players won't care. If the entire game is built on being competitive, I have a question who the other people would even be. It depends on how competitive. Like, is it going to be fun for the average dingus, which kind of ties into what we're talking about for SWU. The more you cater to, because I had this debate with somebody about Magic, like yesterday in my server, where I don't have anything positive to say about Magic the Gathering from a game perspective. I could talk a lot, like at length, about their organized play program, their card design philosophies, the whatevers, which also tie into the game, but like it's all interrelated. But the point is that I think there are positive things to say about Magic, but I don't think the game is one of them. And I had said that, and their response was, it's hard to debate with somebody who just like doesn't have anything positive to say about the game. Like, I am not acknowledging, Chomp is not acknowledging the positive things in it. I'm like, I can, or I would, but I think that they are all bad. However, similar to what's happening with Star Wars, I think that the changes they are making are positive for expanding the game. Like, you can bitch and moan all you want about, I keep wanting to say Unbound something for UB, but that's not what it is. Whatever the fucking Marvel sets and shit, like whatever the fuck the umbrella that's under. I think those are great for Magic, and they will cause the game to last longer, despite what everybody's saying, in my opinion, because all of the residual people, like there are way more people out, the universe is beyond, thank you. Like there are way more people out there who do not play Magic than there are people that do. But there are people adjacent to Magic, like people that read comic books, people that like these types of movies, these stories, these books, these toys, whatevers. Like, I can't tell you how many times my wife and I were joking about playing Magic again just because they had the first Tolkien set, let alone this one. When they had the Dr. Seuss set. Did I say Doctor Who or Dr. Seuss? It came out of my mouth and then like, wait, did I say Dr. Seuss? Anyway, the Doctor Who set. She loves Doctor Who. She loves Tolkien. You said Seuss. I did say Seuss. Okay, I'm like, wait a minute. Did I actually say Dr. Seuss? I had like, dude, the last few days I've been yelling so much that like I'm actually giving myself a headache, and I really feel like I had a stroke. Dr. Seuss, dude, it might be a sick Magic set actually. Like it would be fucking dope. It could be anything. Dr. Seuss is like the Cat in the Hat is basically Mary Poppins, right? He can just, or he's like a Looney Tune. He can just do things, right? He isn't bound by the rules of reality. There's a difference in Magic, though. That game is so ingrained in TCG card game community that there isn't really anything they can mess up at this point. Yes, and I agree, but that's kind of adjacent to, or askew to what my point is. The only way that Magic can continue to grow, and it's true of most games, is that you need to get people that aren't card gamers to play your card game, because you already fucking know about the card game if you're a card gamer. If you play any card game, you know of Magic. You probably have played Magic. You have made a decision about whether you will or will not play it. You will or will not buy any cards from Magic. Those people are either in or they're out, and there's nothing you can do about it. The audience for them, the expansion audience, is outside the game. Where that ties into SWU is I think it is identical, because card games are a lifestyle product. Very, 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 very few people play multiple card games. You just can't, right? You can't be part of like, obviously this isn't universal. There are people who can, but like, if you want to play it at an extensive level, just the financial, the time, the social invest, like it's just a lot to be able to do it, right? And I think everybody can recognize that. If you're independently wealthy and you hit the fucking lottery, or you own an emerald mine, or like your great aunt Susie left you fucking gazillion dollars in the moon, great. You can play all the fucking card games you want. But for the rest of us mere mortals, we probably play one at most. And half the time it's fucking proxies. But the point is that so who can they get? Because people who play Magic don't want to switch over to SWU unless you believe YouTube thumbnails. So you need to get people who are, and the audience they have to target is the SWU people. But the SWU people want probably a less competitive game. They want a more casual game so they can just bash fucking Darth Vader into whoever and play poorly. Because if you play the game poorly, I think Star Wars Unlimited is a spectacular game. Because I think that if you just kind of like herp-a-derp around, like all these weird and funny scenarios happen. But when you play it at a more serious competitive level, I find it way less engaging because of their card design. They designed it to work for the herp-a-derp gaming. Leave Great Aunt Susie out of this. I'm sorry, but like, I'm just putting you on the spot. If like she left you $1 bazillion, what do you want me to do? I don't care. Marvel's in my Magic. Dr. Voodoo can walk between realms. It's fine. I want more than 2 months between new products. I mean, that's also another issue. I think it would actually be like, this wouldn't work for them financially, but it would be cool if like they released these new sets and they were just always reskins. Like it was just, you know, like whatever, I don't know how they title it in Magic, but like when it is functionally, like it is the same card technically, but it has a new title. That would be cool. It's like, okay, release 1,000 sets a year. I don't fucking care. She worked hard for that $1 bazillion. And apparently you made her very happy because she left it all to you. You can get the Magic players for SWU if you push Twin Suns as an alternative to Commander. But why would they want to do that? That is the game. And people only want to play Commander. I don't think people want to leave Commander. I think there's complaining about Commander because people complain about things. I legitimately don't think you could ever convince a Commander player. And I hear people from Twin Suns. I think Twin Suns sucks. And I think it actually is the antithesis of what Commander players want, because they don't want the game to end as quickly as it does in Twin Suns. They want battle cruiser bullshit. They want the game to go to turn 50 billion and if someone died of dehydration or someone else shit themselves because the game has gone on so long. When there's a reskin, the OG. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean, Atona. Is like, I think that I think that would be fine. I think most people probably wouldn't give a fuck. It's like, oh no, I'm playing against Iron Man, but it's really fucking Chainer or whatever. Like, that was the first card that came to mind. I don't know why Chainer came to mind, but I actually wanted to build a Nightmare deck back then. But Twin Suns would be better as 2v2 two-headed giant. I think Twin Suns needs to not have 2 leaders, and it needs to have plus 20 base health, just like blanket. What they should do is release in these Twin Suns products, release Tarkin Town with 40 health. Release the base things with 50 health or whatever. Like, it doesn't have to literally be those numbers, but like change the numbers. And make them dual-sided, so that way if you choose, no, I want to play with the regular stuff, great, you got a Tarkin Town with 25 health, or you could play the Tarkin Town with 35 health, because that's what was determined to be appropriate, whatever it is. But the biggest complaints I've had with Twin Suns, and that other people I've spoken to have Twin Suns, the games end too fucking quickly. So, like, that should be the format where I can play the big, dumb Star Destroyers that are unplayable, like the Supremacy. Let me play that fucking card. That card's awful. When the fuck else am I going to play it? I also don't like what Atone is saying. Here, I'm going to switch to the other screen so that people can see chat from the other stuff, because both people are responding, or both sides are responding. I don't like Commander, but it's because I don't like politics. My TCGs having a multiplayer format that isn't also team-based undermines what I like. I like team-based stuff way, way, way more. I agree that it shifts the focus, and I agree that I think it is for the worse, but that isn't how most people see it, and the reality is, this goes back to what I was saying before, that WotC is going to try and, that's why they focus on Commander now, because there's more people who play Commander and buy cards for Commander. No, Commander players want to either win on turn one or talk for an hour and try to be over political. I mean, yes, that is also part of it. I like competitive Commander, or I like the premise of competitive Commander. I want to play competitive Chaos in WoW again. I think that everything's a protector rule was stupid, but they were trying to just like, well, we're just going to literally copy Commander. Hey, quick Twin Suns is, I almost think it should be 50-point bases. I think there should be differentiation in the bases. I personally, like, and this is absolutely 1000% a personal hang-up, I hate having two fucking leaders. I think it's stupid. I think they should have gone with some kind of redeploy rule, which then does completely steal all of the interesting factors out of the leaders that can redeploy. But if you want a longer game and the deck is predicated on, like, I'm a Darth Vader deck, I'm a Luke Skywalker deck, well, you got to have a way to, like, redeploy your leader. And I just think that the team up thing is stupid. It just annoys me. I don't like having it. It bothers me. But that it isn't a gameplay related thing, because I haven't played enough Twin Suns to really have an opinion on that aspect. It just annoys me that, like, it also annoys me from the deck building perspective, because everything is like it's probably a 3-color, if not 4-color good stuff deck. That also the game ends on Resource 5. It's like, how is the 4-player format faster than all the competitive ones? Like, that seems insane to me. Like, I mentioned that I, at least in theory, like competitive Commander. I think I would hate competitive Twin Suns head-to-head. I think 1v1 Twin Suns would be fucking miserable. If it's just a heads-up, effectively 1v1 format with different deck-building rules, that's fine. Banned and restricted lists exist in 60-card formats, and 60-card formats are just different restrictions anyway. Would I find Commander worse still? Yeah, but it would still be a thing I'd enjoy on occasion. I think that it's interesting in that format because, like, it does enforce the general ethos of when you first started playing card games. You just didn't have multiple copies. 1v1 is just worse eternal. I mean, probably. I think as the card pool expands, it will differentiate itself, and that's kind of where I'm going with the 1v1 Commander, is like, I have played that before. It's been years, but like, I played 1v1 competitive Commander, and I like the idea because to some degree, it retrieves the essence of when you first started playing card games, and it's like, well, I bought a box, and I only have like one copy of everything that I can put in because those are the legal cards that are in there, and these are the only ones that fit in the deck, and whatever. And it's like, oh, well, I got my one cool thing, and I get to do it once a game. And it's like, I got to make sure that I get good value out of this or whatever. But then it gives you the redundancy of tutors and things like that. And if you want the redundant effects of, oh, well, I have Vanquish. Well, I'll also run Takedown, because Takedown's a removal, but it's a different removal. Like, it requires you to do different things. You can't hit back-to-back Vanquishes, just be like, I kill a guy. You have to then manipulate the board and jump through extra hoops to get the removal, but you do have redundant removal. I like the premise of that. I don't know that it really works on a long term. I'd like FFG to figure out how to actually support people who can't make Galactics due to being international. I qualify, but I can't get all my... So it's funny because I don't want to go. So I was looking into the same thing. I'm going, but like, I didn't want to go. And I was thinking the identical thing. And I had asked like, hey, is there a way to ship things? It's funny because it 100% is logistics and money, right? Like that is the bottom line. They will not... What they need to do, and I think they don't do this because of both logistics and potentially liability, is they should let you authorize someone else to collect your shit and bring it to you. And then they sign off, you sign off, like whatever the process is, and they go, we have now entrusted Joe Schmo Dick Nose with your stuff. They are bringing it to wherever. It is now your problem. We have handed it off. We are no longer responsible. Don't come bitching to us when they steal it. And then it's on you. And to be honest, I would do that because at the end of the day, if I wasn't going to go, I'm not getting it anyway. So like, who the fuck does it hurt? What's crazy to me is that they allegedly shredded all the promos from last year, which is like fucking lunatic to me. I understand if they're like, oh, well, we need to save $4 on shipping this back, but like, Christ alive, that is just insane. First of all, why did they bring 80 trillion Twilight weekly play packs to give out? If you wanted to satisfy people, just give the fucking promos out and the playmats and all the other bullshit that's on the fucking prize wall to people while they had to stand in line for 6 hours. Like, give me a fucking break. Funny enough, when I first got into Magic, it wasn't with a bunch of one-ofs. I bought a box from a garage sale for like $2 and included 2 actual decks. Bad decks, but they had 4 ofs. It was like the world's worst red aggro and some white-blue deck. There's just a pile of flyers. Classic. Was it like Homeland's Birds? Honestly, people just grab a random person and pretend to be someone else to get their loot. Well, yeah, that's why you need to have it set up in advance. So, like, what I'm suggesting is... Oh, you're saying, like, have someone just... We were talking about this when I was telling people, like, I don't want to go. I'm like, I wonder if... Like, did they card us last year? I don't remember. So like if I just got in a line and said, "Hi, I'm John Dicknose. Here's my SWU ID." Do they ask you for an ID to prove that you're John Dicknose? Because anybody could just claim that and then like, or they could have like somebody could just guess or do whatever to fucking collect SWU IDs. Everyone loves it. Hey, that thing was very playable in limited. Don't fucking crap on Windrake. I played that guy or his cousins in dozens of draft and sealed formats. Maybe not dozens of formats, but dozens of draft and sealed events. Could have used those promos and blind packs for the next Galactic. Well, yeah, but that wouldn't logistically work. They'd have to find a way to insert them into packs. But like one of my questions leading up to this Galactics, and that's how I learned that they shredded them, was, hey, do you think it's possible for me to get tokens? Because I'm probably going to end up playing Vader, or it's either Vader or Luke right now. Outside chance of Grief or Boba, but we'll see. So if I was like, hey, I wonder if I can get, like, I have the tickets from the VIP pass. What if I just go get last year's token pack? So I have cool TIE fighters because I don't want to buy them for like fucking $600 or whatever idiot price people are asking on Facebook or whatever, assuming they even have them. And then somebody goes, well, not only will they not have it, they shredded them all. And I'm like, why the fuck would you do that? One of the things that I used to love about going to major events is like, oh, well, I can go get the promos because I was able to attend this year. I couldn't attend last year. So I was able to get the things that I couldn't get without having to pay like an insane markup on the secondary market. They just cannot get out of their own fucking way with this. Like, they shredded them allegedly to be like, oh, maintain the value of this. Well, first of all, none of your cards are worth anything. They're just worth too much on the secondary market for me to justify it. And like, I don't think anyone's actually buying them. People just list it and they just leave it there fucking forever. Like, I'm not paying $100 to get 10 Vader tokens, assuming they're even $10 a piece anymore. They probably are more. Like, that's crazy. It was crazy then, and it's crazy now. I'll just go on fucking Etsy or print them out. Or I'll just get, like, one of the guys at the draft today had they rated their Star Wars Monopoly for game pieces. So they had, like, little Star Destroyer tokens. They probably have TIE fighters in there. I'll find a garage sale that has Star Wars Monopoly, and I'll raid that. I am still of the opinion that every single person who attends Galactic should get one of everything. Just for showing the fuck up. Maybe, like, you have to play in at least the last chance qualifier. Every single person should go home with stuff. Bounty Hunter board game is so sick for... The new one? Or new-ish one? They made that, right? Like, that was an FFG game? Or an Asmodee game? If I'm thinking of the correct one. Dude, I'm telling you, I would rather, like, in 2 days, Zero Space releases. I want to play that game so much. Who's in this? Hearthstone, Mana, I don't know Giant Grant games. Nathanius, Pig, Marine Lord, The Viper, Loco, Jim Rising, Up a Tree, White Raw, and Juggernaut Jason. There's 3 or 4 in there that I don't know who the fuck they are. They're probably from other games. They're not StarCraft people, I don't think. But there's, like, wildly different skill levels in this tournament. Anyway, like, there's so many things that I want to do. The new one, it had credit tokens. That's pretty dope. Anyone who qualifies should get a care package. So they won't do that just because it's money. Like, even Wizards stopped doing that. They used to, and I still have some of the promos. I could probably dig them out of the binder, but I don't care that much right now unless people really want to see them. Like, they used to, every year, physically mail you, like, whatever your rating was or however many points you scored throughout the season. They would mail you, and it was based on, like, just participation. It wasn't like, oh, well, you won the event, you got more points. It was basically like, if you played in a bunch of events, if you hit X threshold, you'd get this card. If you hit Y threshold, you get these cards, like a new one and the previous. And if you hit Z threshold, etc. And they would physically mail it to you. But I have to imagine that it was just a clusterfuck, because besides printing the cost for printing the cards, the cost for shipping them to you, the cost for distributing them, and then physically stuffing them in envelopes and sending them to people, and then dealing with the returns and the complaint. Like, there's a lot of ancillary systems that have to get involved. I would love for that to exist. I think it should. In fact, there are so many, like, in lore, and GW used to have Skulls trade in. Yeah, like, the WoW TCG used to put crafting parts from World of Warcraft MMORPG in the packs, and then you would bring the appropriate crafting materials, because there would be all different ones per set, and then you would redeem them, like, oh, you need 4 Ember Stones and 4 whatevers and 5 of these, and then you get a promo card. Yeah, but the distributors don't directly report to FFG. They need to sell stuff to distributors, so they can't burden the distributors. Because the distributors could turn around and go, like, how about we just don't carry your product anymore? How do you feel about that? Why are you playing Grief Red in fucking... This person 100% queued for the wrong format. This guy might be playing for real. This guy queued for the wrong format. I don't know exactly what their relationship is. I mean, I do, but, like, I don't know how much pull... Like, in terms of relationship, I don't know what FFG could tell or ask Asmodee to do anyway. I agree with you that all of my complaints are leveled at FFG, because my expectation for anything is the party that has the most power and influence in the relationship is the one with the most responsibility. So it goes in order: FFG, then LGSs, then the players. It should basically never be incumbent on the players to make anything ever happen. All the players should have to do is have the desire to show up and shuffle up Star Wars cards. That's it. And any time that there's a fuck up, I'm going to lay it at the feet of FFG, because it's their fault. It is always their fault, like, philosophically, because guess what? The buck stops with them. You're producing a fucking product. It is your product. You want me to buy it? Then give me a fucking reason to buy it. And if you're not giving me a good reason, I'm going to tell you that it's not good enough and I will stop buying your fucking product, which is going to happen for me personally going forward. FOG has always been bad at doing anything properly except for distributing board games. I don't know if they're good at distributing board games. I cannot confirm or deny that. Next up, showcase bases. Well, I mean, we have that with the plastic ones, technically. By the way, anybody want to buy those? I'm selling like all the Galactic swag. I need to recoup costs. It's a very expensive trip. And I'm in the US, so I can sympathize if you're coming from the EU. Which, by the way, what fucking time is it if you're in the EU? Go to bed. It's fun. I've mentioned this before, but like when I was playing Mythgard, there were so many Italians that would hang out on stream. And then early in Phobies, we had a lot of people from North Africa. We had a few Italians, a couple people from France. A lot of the people in Southeast Asia, like we had a couple, but not a ton. I'm no joke really excited about Hellbreak Atona. I think it's going to flop catastrophically, but I'm very excited. For Australia, it's $2,000 for flights alone. I'm not surprised. 2,000. I don't know what the conversion rate is. I'm just going to assume it's a lot of money, but that doesn't surprise me at all. Isn't it like to get off that fucking island? It's $2,000 anyway. Like, it doesn't matter where you're going, unless you're going from one end of it to the other. It's definitely one of those funny, like, 3 a.m. we've all been drinking too much and too long things where it's like, Australia's an island, man. Technically, all continents are island, bro. It's like $1,500 USD. Like, that's certainly more than I'm willing. I'm not willing to pay what I'm going to have to pay next year. So, like, if it is the identical cost and I ordered my flights before... Also, if this Mando fucking loses to what is presumably just fucking plain Premier grief, this deck is unplayable. The fuck was I saying? Oh, the flights. Like, I booked everything when it was cheaper before Mango Mussolini decided to fucking try and wave his micro penis around, and I don't even want to pay that amount again. I don't even know what it costs now. I just know it's gone up. Weird thing about continents is that different countries disagree on what a continent is. The amount of continents actually changes based on your education system. You know, that simultaneously surprises and doesn't surprise me, because it's like, well, clearly we all have to agree on certain things, right? And the number of continents should be an obvious one. But at the same time, it also makes complete sense that people would classify things differently. So I don't know. Risk for travelers should also just be randomly ejected from the... I can't imagine. Part of me wants to leave the US, like, just in general. But part of me is like, I don't ever want to leave the US because I don't know if I'll get back in. And as an American, that could be disruptive to my life, as you'd imagine. I think you might be able to surmise why that would be problematic. There could be some issues with that particular development. I don't know, getting locked out of America might give you free refugee status somewhere. It depends. I know for a while, and I know they technically can't do this, but like they were floating the idea of stripping citizenship from people. And like that is a thing, not specifically because of the United States, but like in general, that does occasionally happen, as I understand it. And like, you're fucked if that happens. If you're like stranded somewhere and you don't actually have citizenship, You're just fucked. You become a pirate. I mean, you could technically do that anyway, citizenship or not. I don't necessarily recommend that. But as I understand it, pirates are still the thing. How did we get here? We started ranting about fucking Commander, and now we're talking about becoming pirates. What is happening? This has turned into a just chatting stream instead of SWU. Mostly because I'm sick of it. While I'm thinking of it, let me do this before I get sidetracked and then forget. Yeah, to be fair, you're playing Mando, so it's pretty much not a gameplay stream. Well, I'm not playing Mando. I mean, you can see my hands. I'm not playing it right now. I'm watching this game because I'm watching Eternal games. I might play Mando in Eternal because it seems like it might be decent there. It certainly doesn't look good right now. But I think it could work there. So the difference is my issue with the control decks in the previous meta is that they always boiled down to milling because you can't kill your opponent. I think because of the way Mando functions, and especially because now you don't have to play bad out of aspect cards, you could still play like single reactor ignition or something, but like you don't have to reach for terrible cards. You can play like Luke Skywalker. You can play Open Fire, which apparently is broken, and then like other stuff. But the big crux is that you can end the game before the heat death of the universe because you have negotiation. So I'm very curious if this is a viable control deck in that format. Interesting, a lot of countries do not have default citizenship for people born there. I want to say Finland, Norway, maybe Denmark require you to claim your citizenship when you reach adulthood or else end up a non-citizen. I know that exists, but I couldn't tell you the countries. It would not surprise me if it was countries that require compulsory military service too. I have no clue why you wouldn't. It's just filling out a form. It's a gotcha. We have an Eternal PQ in like 3 weeks, absolutely. We have one the week after Galactics, I think. So, my thought on Eternal, and I'm very excited to play Eternal at Galactics. It's the only thing I'm looking forward to. And I that is not in any way intended to be a joke. It is legitimately the only thing I'm looking forward to in terms of like playing Star Wars. It's basically Jango Yoda, and pick one of those two and go from there. Like Sabine is still good, but it will lose to those decks. Apparently Han is still good, but it probably loses to those decks, like Han 1. Like I'm probably gonna bring Kylo Tarkin down, Kylo 2 Tarkin down, not LOF Kylo. And maybe Boba 7 yellow, just for the meme. Yeah, Sabine gets new toys, so like I do like it, but I don't know if it materially changes. Wow, the fucking Mando player log. This deck is bad. This is absolutely worse. There's not a single Eternal card in this pile. And this guy has a Luke Skywalker on the board. I wasn't really paying attention to this game at all because we were talking about being pirates. But, like, what? Apparently, maybe this deck is a meme. I was planning on building this to, like, play in the side events just to try it. Well, not allowing dual citizenship is not an uncommon thing. I don't think. Like, I've definitely heard of plenty of places that don't allow that. Or, like, you have to jump through weird hoops for it to happen. The problem with trying to figure out Eternal is nobody's playing it. When I queue up for Eternal, the queue takes like 20 minutes. And then often it's like random bullshit. So I want to play Red Green Villain, but I can't. I was trying to look at, say, Gideon as like new Gideon, because there's got to be good Imperials, right? There aren't. They're really not. Plus, also, it's not as good. And even if you do Voltron him, you could just get Rival's Fault. And like that's the biggest issue. Is I think Yoda. I thought Yoda was stifling in Set 6. I think it's even worse now. And obviously, we're all aware of Django. I don't know. I was hoping the Mando deck is like, it is fun. The Mando deck is fun. And not just because it's, hey, this is a wild departure from doing what FFG wants you to do. It's also like, it does a fun card game thing, which is draw 1 billion cards. That's a fun card game thing to do. Is like, I'm just going to draw infinite fucking cards and I'm going to figure it out. And I think that is actually an exciting thing to do. Now, you can argue about how the gameplay loop that derives from draw 1 billion cards is not fun or good for the game. And like, okay, yeah, I think that's reasonable. But personally, I think that kind of thing needs to exist more.
Hello there.
We'll actually play some games. It reminds me of this one game store nearby that tried to try and trick the DCI by running Commander events as vintage formats, because Vintage got support and Commander wasn't recognized format. I'm going to say we want the ability to interact, possibly. This is going to make our resourcing decisions going forward extremely weird. People would frequently show up with vintage decks and get confused. So what happened? Did they eventually get found out and, like, they lost their status or something? The story sounds familiar. Type 1, you heathen. I mean, I would call it Type 1. I always say Type 1 or Vintage because, like, a lot of people just don't know what one or the other is. You know what I mean? Like, it has been a lot of years since it's been Vintage. I think that change happened... I don't remember. What year did it change to that? Like, officially? They got found out but didn't lose their status. They were just told to knock it off. I mean, yeah. Not surprising. We're going to do this here. We are never getting to Zeb. Oh, Clueless, I don't know if you're still here, but I do have a non-public reason. Or non-public answer to your question, we'll say. Honestly, I would probably say everything publicly, because I just don't give a fuck. But... let me play this trigger. So, like, we're dead second action next turn. I'm just gonna attack. I don't care. I don't feel like doing math. I don't. Ooh, actually. Okay, now we can get initiative. For some reason, I thought he spent his resources, but it doesn't. None of this matters anyway. Do you have the appropriate plots? So here's the thing. I don't think I could have played this differently. And I feel like, I don't know, there's a lot of issues with my deck building right now where I think that is the primary problem. Wait, what just happened? Oh, so we gave this +2. Why didn't you put it here? Is this lethal? This won't be lethal. Right? Am I missing something? Is this getting a buff from somewhere that I'm not seeing? Shouldn't he have just... Yeah, I was about to say, like, you just give the... Like, you put it on the Mando swings, and then you just buff the fucking Ahsoka, right? Okay, yes, there you go. I don't think it was a misclick. I think it was a legitimate error, and he realized it afterwards. Come on, man. You can't... No, that is not... You can't fucking ask for the undo and then not run it back. That's some bullshit. But yeah, like, he had buffed here, and I don't think it was a misclick. It's possible he misclicked and then just didn't realize it until I, like, sat there for a second. But this is kind of... So... Hope I'm not giving away... I don't remember which video Troy said this in. ECL Troy, but he said something to the effect of, like, the new SWU paradigm, where, like, you just fucking ignore each other, and you just... I'm just going to ram your base as hard as I can, and you're going to ram my base as hard as we can, and one of our wieners is going to fall off. He didn't say that part. I'm saying that part. But... like, what did we do here? We played war. Like, what the fuck was this? We just flipped over 10 cards or 20 cards or however many fucking cards and just said, all right, did we get there? We got there. I don't know why I hit concede.
Hello there.
So I do kind of want to pay attention to this one because I'm being told that this is a favorable matchup, and I think the people that feel that way are on drugs. But maybe I'm wrong. So we're going second, so I can't play black one because it can just get shot down by, like... Well, so they would have to... They would have to be running main deck Hallcraft to do it immediately. Otherwise, they give me initiative. But I think it's still safer to play the Sheathipede. I mean, it's certainly safer to play the Sheathipede, but... Alright, they pass, so we would have been fine playing the other guy. Hopefully this person will run it back, because I'm not... It sounds like I'm not going to get the chance to run testing internally before Galactics again. That's actually super fucking annoying. I don't know if this guy had a shitty hand or if he did that intentionally, but that is fucking problematic. This fucking guy. I'm going to choose not to hit it to force him to have to spend an action. I'm going to go out on a limb and say he has IG 2000. Who the fuck would have guessed it? It would have been more resource efficient to spend to like do this a little differently, but whatever. It's fine. It's fine. For the record, it's not fine. So if I didn't expressly draw that Sabine, we probably would have been cooked here. Wow. Oh boy, what are we even doing this turn? Like, we have to hold Zeb. I think do we hold the I'm going to hold the negotiations, and I think we want BD1 because if he randomly decides to like flop a Sentinel right now, it'd be extremely annoying. This fucking guy. So the good news is we get at least one more grief attack. The bad news is the Zeb is going to have no fucking targets to put anything on. I'd rather keep the bodies. I was about to say, we're going to get fucking Chimera'd, but he Chimera'd, and maybe it don't matter. Because that's 4 damage on board, plus this guy. You need to claim into a removal, unless you can... Yeah, because this guy will one-shot you. You have to claim. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Never mind, you don't have to claim, because you could run into Zeb, and you should live at 1. We know he won't live at 1, but like he doesn't know that. And a lot of these builds are cutting Lost and Forgotten, so I hope this guy will run it back. You know you're still dead, right? He did not know that he was still dead. He probably misread it and thought that it was advantage tokens off of Zeb. I'll just confirm his rematch. So my personal opinion is I do not think that this matchup is very good. But he started with a extremely poor turn 1. I know he's expecting us to be in space, but I think we still want to be in fucking space. I feel like I'm supposed to resource one of the 3s. But I really don't want to do that, because if he finds a way to answer this, then we won't be able to bomb her, and that's annoying. That is also incredibly fucking annoying. Let's make him put some effort in. Maximum effort. I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying to speak more softly because my throat is getting sore because I've been screaming so much out of frustration the last few days. But at the same time, like, I am not... Still hurts. Still hurts. Chat, here's to hoping I don't get that stomach parasite. I got McDonald's on my way home from drafting, and I foolishly got a snack wrap. So here's to hoping. The good news is, like, I guess I'll be in Vegas so I could collect my stuff and then just go back to the hotel room, and then I could just play my Steam Deck. Like, I don't know. We'll probably play these two, I guess. Makes me at least consider what the fuck. Oh, god damn it, you motherfucker. I actually can't play both because I was like, what non-unique upgrade can I break? Oh, I thought you were going to damage this. You can... Sure. We need this to get through. I guess it's that guy. Kind of stinky. Yeah, well, you showed me that. I think I do need this, though. He has 2 cards in hand. Do we think he's bluffing? I don't think he's bluffing. I don't believe he is bluffing. This is much closer to what I typically experience in this matchup. And I don't feel like I did anything differently. I can't even say that I did something incorrectly, necessarily. It just feels like, hey, you fucking got me. I don't think he's gonna claim immediately. I guess it's AN, which sucks, because there goes that guy. Oh, now I'm getting tired. 12, 13, 14, that would be Xaxes. Last time I checked, that would be lethal. We could just, like, Han into the Marok, but it doesn't matter, because we're just fucking dead anyway. Is that really what you were worried about? You can actually just kill me. Alright. Here we go. The rubber match. Alright, we don't skip turn 1. That's a good start. Does anybody else feel like Hauler has just gone to shit? Because it feels like it's gone to shit. Oh, crap. Like battered ball sack. Yeah, you heard me. Yeah, I suddenly got hit with a wave of exhaustion. I didn't even do anything today. I just sat around and played cards. I do have to open my case and see what shit I need so I can borrow cards off people. All right, let's just draw every fucking Falcon in the deck, because that's definitely what I want to have happen. Oh my god. You got me. We gotta hold this for the inevitable condemn. He's already demonstrated that he loves fucking condemns. Naturally. Ugh. I mean, I guess I could have just not gotten rid of the, whatever. This sport guy, but what are you gonna do? You're gonna die. That's what's gonna happen. Well, this guy doesn't do anything now. You deploy, trigger, here. Big fucking yikes, and this is the ball game. This is where I'd say my frustration has bled over to, like, I'm sure I misplayed, but I don't care. We're at the point where, like, I just don't care. I'm ready to move on to another game. Like, outside of Star Wars, not this literal game. Oh my god. Come on. Take one! God damn it. Yeah, we can deal with it, but it's just annoying. Really? In before SRI. You know the scene at the end of Gladiator when Marcus kills the Emperor and he's like, the Emperor's just like flailing and he's like just slowly driving the knife through his throat? That's what this feels like. Except we're the Emperor. We're the bad guy. Look at me. We are the bad guy now. And that first game almost felt promising, but like the second game is whatever. This game is just like, and we were talking about it today in the course of testing shit. It basically boils down to, does your opponent interact twice over the course of the game? If they do, you lose. If they don't, you can win. And it's not even guaranteed that you win. And that isn't just a grief CAD thing. It just feels like every aggro
Hello
deck.
there. Hello there.
Good fucking God. Grief's turn 1 and turn 2 are great, but then, like, turns 3 and 4, pretty bad, and then you gotta pray going into the last turn before, or pray going into the flip turn. I'm not sure whether to respect Condemn right now, like, in terms of, if I had a Constable or Sabine, do I resource it? In previous formats, I would have said no. In this format, like, I don't know. This feels terrible. Maybe it was better to keep the Nemec, because when he takes this, he's going to be able to shoot our guys. Claim. I'm just going to assume he doesn't have a Sentinel. If he does, we're cooked anyway. I guess there's a non-zero chance that he chooses to not kill this, which I doubt, but... What kind of weird-ass gun does he holding? I feel like the gun comes straight out of Battletoads. And yes, I'm insinuating that Battletoads predates Star Wars. Oh my God. This doesn't do anything. You don't get to choose the amount of damage. That's pretty fucking annoying, though. What's even funnier is it lives. Oh my God, it's so fucking stupid. I'm not gonna ambush because I'm hoping he just ignores it. He won't, but I guess there was potential. I can't wait for him to Vader the Zeb. He's gonna Shin Flurry Vader the Zeb, and I'm gonna have an aneurysm. Well, we will once again not have a target for the fucking Zeb. Do I need to just play the Zeb? We lose out on 1 damage by advancing the Zeb. I think we probably need to do this, though. Wait, do I control this? Is the shield considered a friendly upgrade? Like, who controls the shield? I assume it's him, right? That works? Oh, that's sick. Is that how that's supposed to work? That's fucking cool. I didn't think that would work. That can't be right. Apparently that was Arctic on the CAD a couple games ago, or last game. Condemns were definitely annoying. I don't know. I don't know what... I just don't feel like anything's favored into CAD, like actually favored into it. Yeah, we're dead. Apparently there's an Ahsoka list going around that's very good, which I don't know if I believe that. I should have tried to run it back against that guy. I'd like to see how that does. I don't give a fuck about this matchup. Like, if somebody can explain to me how you beat 2 Sentinels, I'll play Ahsoka. And I keep repeating that because, like, part of me wants to will it to exist, but you know what? I do want to try it with Galen. We'll do that after this game. I wanted to try it with Galen because I wasn't sure how that would look. I don't think we can play this into them. If they ever kill it, it just, like, ends the game. Their big thing is they don't have units for the most part. This actually would have resulted in more damage just because they likely can't address it. But they can address this guy. But I'm getting this off the board before something goes sideways. I'm exhausted, man. I am so fucking tired. I had a feeling he had that. So we would have been better off with this on the board. So we kind of missed out on like 9 damage as a result of this, which is awkward. Yep. And I think we're definitely doing that. Yeah, imagine we had this unsanctioned patrol instead of me making that misplay. I'm a little surprised he didn't attack this. He's gonna end up doing this or removing it. He might attack there. I'm trying to figure out if there's a world where this pushes this guy through, but I'm almost certain that it will not. Yeah, I think we could have won this if I had played it correctly. That was definitely a mistake. I'm getting tired. By getting tired, I mean I am tired. Why did you do that? You don't get to draw a card from that. That can't possibly have been correct. We are still 2 damage short, but... That was the card I was hoping we would not see. It's a little weird. I understand why the interface is like, well, what order do you want to resolve these in? But it is a little weird every time I see it, because it's like... Oh, this is extremely problematic. Fuck. He should just ram both guys in. Yeah. Shit. That works too. Not gonna lie, I didn't think of Kill Switch. That card was not on my fucking radar. I could have played the Nemec in the hopes that I was able to Sabo it through, but that like wouldn't have gotten there. Is it 9? That means Bo-Katan is a fucking problem. Alright, we'll just play it. If he has the bow, he has the bow. We're dead anyway. So if he has SRI, we're also dead. He just has to attack first, because we can't represent the kill. He chose to play it wrong. Cool story, bro. Like, was that just a counting error? If he were to attack, if he does that, he goes down to 30. None of these are getting there. Whatever. If he plays Lost and Forgotten, I mean, because he'll heal. Like, did I have lethal? No, because he was 28, I think. I'm pretty sure AN plus the Hauler was not death. So he didn't need to panic, pull the trigger there. Alright. I want to look at Ahsoka. We were talking about this after the draft, and like, I kind of want to try this idea. I think it's bad, but it's like this was a thought to fight Marok, but what if I just run Galen instead? Let me make sure this is the same vert. That's not the right one. This.
Hello.
Like, this is the deck I want to play because it's just kind of silly. And I also don't give a fuck. I'm so burnt out. Spicy runners. What a weird start. We're going to have the same cards. That's never happened. I'm going to say no Han. It's possible it's better to go Han. Well, no, we're going to play Lats this turn, but like maybe Han plus 3-drop next turn instead of Ezra or something. That looks so familiar. How weird. It definitely would have been better to hold the Han, but what are you going to do? So I guess we're going to advance the Ezra. Like, I wanted to do the Koska, but we kind of can't. Like, it would have just been incredibly difficult to set up, I think. We're going to hold the Neil in the event that we do find another Han or, like, something materializes. We don't have access to our... Well, we have a plot, but not this guy, which is the relevant one. I'm actually going to hold these if I can help it. Yeah. I had a feeling. Speak of the devil. We will buff Ahsoka. Do you want to sack your Naboo Royal Starship? It would not surprise me, because you can still plot and smoke my Ahsoka. Also, well, I didn't have trample anyway, so I wouldn't have been able to do it. I wonder if I was supposed to dirtle it and try and, like, attempt to kill the thing first. Really? Huh. I probably should have played Obi-Wan, but... everything he's doing seems very strange. Am I crazy? Like, that turn seemed terrible for him. Why did he do any of that? Not that I played it very well, but, like... I don't know. Could have buffed that guy. I don't think it matters, but...
Hello there.
Hooray, we can win the mirror. If my opponent makes a lot of mistakes. Oh, God in heaven. So my plan was to go 2 into 2-1, but that leaves this out because I don't want to get rid of this. I do not like the lightsabers in this list. Am I, like, crazy? Fuck. Mistakes may have been made. We have no play this turn. I was not paying attention. I looked away for a second and I'd like... whatever. I threw this one. I went to look at something else for a second, and then I completely lost track what the fuck I was doing. So if I play the Amidala, he kills 2 things. I guess this is better. I don't know. Fuck my life. Claim, I guess? I don't know. We're dead. We bricked, like, resource 4. That is not a turn you can afford to give up. So, we get nothing left to fear. Then we lose the Naboo ship. I don't know. I guess we have to do this. I don't know. Now we lost and Forgottens, and I'll just scoop. Partially because I have to pay. LOL. I don't care that we can't win the race. It doesn't matter. This game is fucking over. Wait, what did he do? Oh, he played Bo-Katan. I assumed he just was done. None of this matters. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. It's 7, 13. So he has lethal just like doing nothing. So, yeah, we're dead. What are we doing here? We've yet to see the matchup that I actually want to test. I don't give a fuck about losing to Luke. This deck is terrible. He technically no longer has lethal because of the restore. But it doesn't matter. I forgot I had this in here. Alright. I need to pee. I don't feel like running it back. I'll be right back. Even Carabas is telling me to take a break. Alright, finally. We hit the matchup we care about. Alright. You're all gonna get fucking ASMR mode because I'm desperately trying to conserve my voice, my throat. I don't know why the fuck... I mean, I do know why. I've just been ranting and raving so much lately. We haven't even seen the Galen. We're going second. I don't know if this is good. I can tell you with certainty, that's not good. I think we pitch one of the queens just because we're probably not going to play two. So, like, he should attack here. And obviously target here. Collateral, fucking Christ alive. Come on, man. He's gonna get it anyway. I'm just gonna... If we pitch that, we can trade. Actually, you know what? We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this because he showed us collateral. Now show me something. He should just pass, possibly. 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3. So this will still die. And maybe I was supposed to not discard and then just lats. But I don't feel like any of this is any different. None of it matters. Actually, no, this next turn is going to be really bad. Yeah, because he's going to collateral and get both. He should ping. Alright, when we have this as an option now. I hope this guy will run it back, because I need to see it more. We have more than 6 1-drops? That's insane. Alright, so he pinged. It might be correct for him to just claim here. I'm kind of just doing this to see what happens. Oh my god. You're playing fucking Death Trooper? Why? Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. He still has the collateral, which means that if we play lats, we just die. Like, we lose everything, so we're gonna pray. This does not seem remotely good enough. I misplayed parts of the early game, but I don't feel like it would have changed anything materially. So we could sack this to keep her. We know he has collateral, which means that she's dead no matter what. And, like, in a problematic way. Jesus Christ. Dude, I have no idea how you're supposed to ever beat this matchup. He didn't even hit 2 Sentinels, which is usually the issue. Watch, he has Chimera pre-Vizsla too. Oh, also forgotten. Great. Sure. You got me. Good Galen naming the crab. I think attacks or does that. I was gonna say attacks a crab first, but apparently not. I mean, he just attacks us with CAD, so it doesn't change much. Really? I can't wait to get pre-visited. It's gonna be a lot of fun. This guy's 100% not gonna run it back, and I'm gonna be annoyed. This is the only matchup I care about testing right now. Yep. You got me. Yeah, I don't know if you're still here, Clues, but like, I don't understand why that works. But your opponent's condemn cannot be broken with a Pegasus Triforce. Like, they created the token, or they played the card. So what difference does that make?
Hello there.
Like, why are the tokens unique? Oh, Jesus Christ. Actually, we kind of want that. This is awkward. Fucking A. This is so obnoxious. You got me. Let me tell you, I certainly adore having one guy on the board, essentially. I'm surprised he did that instead of pushing the Gunji more. That's a little interesting. Do I nothing left to fear, or do I Bo-Katan? We have no plots except for him. This is extremely unfortunate. I'm gonna protect the guy we have. He can't bounce it. He could Kit Fistos. Like fucking clockwork. Ugh. Oh, this sure was a fun and engaging game of Star Wars Unlimited, the trading card game. Does this give the power to the unit? Really? So I could I could Galen a thing. Kit Fistos. That's interesting. It doesn't matter, but like now if he deploys to that, he can't shoot things. Oh, it gets it back? Yeah, because this becomes a leader. Some games you get to keep the like the other effect, even if it becomes illegal after the fact. I'm sure this is already a known thing. I just doesn't come up for me before.
Hello there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to play in Vegas. I really don't. I am so extremely sick of Star Wars. We're going first, and we have an Obi-Wan to protect the Han. I think that whatever game it was earlier, I think it was against a CAD, I shouldn't have started Han. I don't know if I had an option, though. This is kind of an issue, though, because he's going to be able to kill this no matter what. I wasn't buffing because I need to make sure that I run in and get him activated. He needs to get to 3 or he dies. Oh my god. Fuck you. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Wait, what? Oh, never mind. I'm gonna clean that guy up. I think I'm supposed to go base, actually. You. No glory. Random annoying sentinel. It was the latter. I'm pretty sure we lose, but... yeah, maybe this deck is as dog shit as I was thinking it was. Because it does not seem good. And that's with multiple opponents doing their goddamn damnedest to throw. There it is. LOL. Um. Yeah, I don't know, chat. I don't like this deck. I mean, I like it, but holy shit. We're just dead. Oop. What the living shit? Is this thing good in this deck? It's not that difficult to remove Kylos. I don't know that that thing is good enough. It's pretty good in draft, or seems like it. I just like seeing these decks, even if they're terrible. Who's surprised Ralph is looking for 3 Chimera serialized? That man is a psychopath. Hey, thank you for the follow, whoever that was. Much appreciated. I saw the thing pop up as I was looking at Discord. I am probably gonna close the stream up soon because I'm very tired and I'm just not. I'm not playing very well. I'm not learning much. I don't think I'm going to learn much. I just don't care. I'm not sure it's possible for these two guys to take any longer than they already are. Yeah, I don't know, chap. I'll be streaming tomorrow. I'm planning to. My throat hurts. I have nothing but apathy right now, so I don't think it's worth streaming because nobody wants to see me sit here and either rage or sit in silence. So we'll close it up. I'll be back tomorrow, like I said. Hopefully we'll have more energy and I'll have some new ideas. But I wouldn't hold your breath. But as always, everybody, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Tune in next time for more Random's Thoughts.